Hey guys, welcome back to Vlogmas. Today I wanted to share a full face of nothing new. This was requested by one of you guys and I thought this would be a good little distraction from all of the Black Friday sale madness going on this weekend. So I've gone through my collection and picked out a full face of makeup that is not new. All of it is stuff I've had for a while, some of it I haven't used in quite some time, that I just want to remind myself how great these products are. And if you are also like me trying to avoid shopping and all of these sales going on right now, highly recommend doing this. Maybe even get ready along with me using some of your favorite older makeup, and let's get into it. For my base, I want to retest this combo because I'm also getting ready for a trip and I want to nail down what products I want to bring with me, and I'm thinking this is going to be my base combo. I'm going to mix the e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter with the Physicians Formula Butter Believe It foundation. So I'm going to first dot on some of the e.l.f. Halo Glow, just kind of dotting it around the high points of my face, and then taking some of the Physicians Formula foundation and dotting that everywhere else. And then I'm blending all that out with just this AOA Paw Paw sponge. And I'm thinking I want this look to be sort of holiday glam. I really like this foundation for a glam look because it is pretty high coverage and mostly matte, which is why I wanted to mix in a little bit of that e.l.f. Halo Glow just to give it a little bit of life to my face. But I think that combo is so pretty. And I think the concealer I want to go with that is the Urban Decay Stay Naked concealer. This one also has a really pretty satin finish. Alright, I also want to take a little bit of color corrector. This is the Sigma color corrector in light to medium, and it is very close to being done. I really just need to power through the last bit of it. It's just kind of hard to get out. I'm now just tapping that in the inner part of my under eye where I have more darkness. And especially, I found I really like focusing my color corrector right in that line where my under eye ends. I have sort of this line of demarcation there, and that's where I feel like I benefit the most from a little bit of corrector because it almost helps to smooth out that area a little bit. I'm going to set my face with the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder. I've been really into setting with a velour puff lately. This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow powder puff. So I've got some powder in the cap here, and then I'm just going to pick up, first I'm going to set my under eyes. I'm just going to pick some up really on like the very corner, and I'm trying to make sure I get an even coating of it, tapping off any excess, blend out any creases that have formed here, and just pressing that powder in. And then doing the same thing on the rest of my face. And I like that method because I feel like it really does set and lock my makeup in much more effectively than a brush. I'm really able to press that powder in, and it just kind of, I don't know, it does something that a brush just can't do. So when I'm going for a really matte complexion and long wear, I do feel like the velour puff is the way to go to just lock everything onto my face. The bronzer I'm going to use is one of my favorites, especially for the winter because it is my lightest bronzer. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer in Fair. I like a light bronzer in the winter because, I mean, I don't get much of a tan any time of year, but especially in the winter, like I am looking pretty pale, and I feel like a pale look in the winter, just more natural looking on me than like a super intense bronzer. I feel like this blush is super festive. This is the Milani Baked Blush in Berry Amour. I've been loving this blush in the fall. It's this really pretty like rosy bronze shade, and it does have some glow to it. It's actually pretty rare these days that I only wear powder blush. I feel like most of the time I'm going in with a cream blush and then maybe topping it with a powder, but for some reason lately I just don't usually do powder blush only, but I kind of miss the simplicity of that. So that's what we're gonna do today. Isn't that such a pretty color? This is one of the oldest like lines of drugstore products I can think of. Like, I feel like these blushes have been out for so long. Does anyone know when these baked blushes launched? Like what year? I'm guessing it was like the early 2010s. Or what is that? Are we calling that the aughts now? The early aughts? Like I kind of feel like this predates beauty YouTube. Are you guys shopping any of the Black Friday sales? I am not planning on buying any makeup for Black Friday. I don't know, there's not really anything I want. I ordered some stuff from Ulta like a couple months ago and I feel like I'm still enjoying that stuff, like it still feels new. So honestly not really even tempted by any makeup sales, but then again I haven't been, like I've been kind of intentionally not paying much attention to sale info because I just know I'm not going to be shopping. The only Black Friday sale I think I'm going to be shopping is Levi's because I desperately need some new jeans, at least a couple more styles of just everyday jeans, because I have almost completely panned my favorite pair of Levi's, and by that I mean they are almost threadbare, so it's about time to retire them. I love Levi's. Like I don't even really buy any other brand of jeans because I like the way that Levi's does their sizing. So with that blush, highlighter is definitely optional, but because we're going with a glam holiday look, of course I had to pick out a highlighter as well. And I picked out one of my favorite older highlighters. This is the Nobla Skin Glazing highlighter in the shade Privilege. It's this peachy champagne color. And I feel like this coordinates really well with that Milani blush. And the other great thing about this highlighter is it's super subtle, so you don't really have to worry about going too overboard with it. But anyway, back to Levi's jeans. I am so loyal to Levi's because I like the way they do their sizing. It's actually the way that most men's pants are normally sized, which is really how it should all be, where it has both a number for the waist size and the length, which makes so much sense. I mean, I know some brands, you know, they'll have like a short or petite version and then like a tall version and then the regular version, but Levi's has like multiple options for the length. All right, I just primed my eyes with the Milani eyeshadow primer. Now I'm filling in my brows with the ABH Dip Brow Pomade, but I like that I can get the exact height and waist size that I need, so I don't have to go and get them tailored, which adds on a whole nother expense. So even though Levi's jeans are like kind of pricey, I mean, not really for jeans, but you know, they're kind of like the price you'd expect for a nice pair of jeans. But I hate having to go get stuff tailored. And I'm super short. If you didn't know, I'm like 4'10". So it's kind of hard to find things that are short enough. But I really appreciate that Levi's just makes it so simple. Anyway, that's my spiel. That's why I love Levi's. Not sponsored, but I would love to be. But that is probably the only Black Friday sale that I'm going to be taking advantage of. What about you guys? For my eyeshadow look, I chose two of my favorite throwback holiday palettes. These are both discontinued, but these are so much fun for the holidays. So I'm going to do a combination of both of these palettes. We have the ABH Sultry palette and the Urban Decay Stoned Vibes palette, which is so much fun. I think I'm going to do a sparkly green eye look today. Let's do that with the color Jade in here. I'm mainly going to use the shimmers from Stone Vibes, and I'll use Sultry for mattes. I might dip into a shimmer or two in here as well. But let's start with the shade Twig. That's this light taupe matte. That's going to be my crease shade. So on my lid, I'm actually going to do 3 of the shimmers in here. I'm going to start with the shade Bloodstone. So this shade I'm going to tap here in my outer third, and that's going to be the deepest shimmer on my eye. That is such a pretty shade. I love that. I feel like that shade is perfect for the holidays because it's like a green and red duochrome. So I love how glittery these shades are. Then I'm going into Jade, this more just like straight emerald green. Ooh, look at that. That I'm going to tap here in the center of my lid. Look at that. Wow. And then dipping into my favorite shade, Tiger's Eye. This is like a rose gold duochrome. That is going to go here in the inner third of my lid. So we're going like from lightest to deepest. So I'm having these 3 shades really fade into one another. Okay, I love that. I feel like that looks so festive. So I'm going back to my crease brush now and just blending a little bit more. All right, I don't want to stop with this palette, so I'm gonna take some of the shade Vibes now, which is this sort of light purpley shimmer. And I'm gonna pop that here in the inner corner. All right, hopping back over to Sultry, I'm gonna take some of the shade Dystopian, this deep matte brown, on an angled liner brush. I'm gonna take some more of that matte taupe twig here. And we're going pretty smoky here on the lower lash line today. Starting it out here and connecting it to that dark brown wing, and then I'm just blending it kind of pretty much all the way in. All right, and then on this fluffy angled brush, I'm going into the shade Fresh, the light cream color in here, and sweeping that right below the brow. And also a little bit just right out here, right below that wing, just to make it look nice and sharp. On my lower waterline, I'm going to use one of my favorite holiday eyeliners. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Overdrive. This is beautiful forest green. And that I'm popping in my waterline. Then before mascara, I'm going to go ahead and do setting spray. We are going with the OG Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I'm comb through my brows with the Milk Kush Clear Brow Gel. Really just trying to use this up. For mascara, I'm going in with the Milk Kush Mascara, another thing that I'm trying to use up. I recently rediscovered the e.l.f. Lip Plumping Gloss. This is not new at all. I've had this for quite a while, and I even used up another shade of this a while ago, but this I have in the shade Champagne Glam, which is such a pretty shimmery golden champagne color. I think this is so pretty for a holiday look. I'm gonna go in with the Kokie lip liner in Warm Nude first. And then we'll go over that with the e.l.f. gloss. Oh, look at that shine. I decided I do want to take a little bit of mascara on the lower lashes, and I'm using the Revolution 5D Lash Pow. I love this gloss formula and this shade so much. I love just this sheer, somewhat milky champagne color. I think it is so, so gorgeous, especially for a glam holiday look like this. I think it pairs really nicely with the eye look without competing too much with the eye look, because I feel like the eyeshadow is really the statement of this look, so I didn't want too bold of a lip to compete with it. So there is my full face of Nothing New Holiday Glam Edition. I am so into this look. I seriously, like, especially the eyeshadow, I cannot get over how stunning those glittery shades are. This palette is so much fun. If you have it, highly recommend pulling it out and using it at some point this holiday season, because, I mean, if you've had your Stone Vibes palette since like 2020 when it launched, have your shimmers started to dry out at all? I do feel like mine are a little bit drier than they were when I got it, but they definitely still work. I mean, yeah, they definitely still perform beautifully. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you had fun. If you did, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and if you want to catch up on my Vlogmas videos so far, I'll link the playlist below. I'm saving them all to my Vlogmas 2023 playlist. So I am uploading every single day from now until December 1st, which is my birthday. But otherwise, I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you again very soon in my next video. Bye.